Hello, everyone. Welcome to your Divine Cosmic Journey. This is Stephanie. If you are new, I'm a shamanic high priestess, energy healer, intuitive, and I love to come on here and share a lot about the downloads and messages that I receive, especially when it comes to helping you to step into your truth, your power, and soul's gifts. So if you're an empath and intuitive, and maybe you also recognize and resonate with the term starseed, then this place is for you. And in particular, with this message download coming through, it happens to be new moon in Taurus. And we're actually just going to dive in with the most recent downloads that I've been getting. So at this point where we are May 7th, we've already had Mercury in retrograde start going direct at like 1 or 2 weeks at this point now, where it starts moving out of the shadow that like retrograde fully going movement direction um around May 14th. It's like kind of already out of this completion that we've been undergoing, as well as eclipse season already. And so this kind of feels like an expansive energy in the sense with many things, but planetary alignments. We have, we're in Taurus season, which is this beautiful energy of finally moving forward. Taurus is this earth energy, like the bull. It's steady, moving forward momentum, yet it can also be stubborn. And in particular, right now, we have a couple of planets, stars in the sign of Taurus. So you have Jupiter in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, Venus in Taurus, the sun and the moon in Taurus. And when you tune into the energy, it is real permission to finally, now that we're out of all these like seasons of eclipse and Mercury retrograde, to put into action, put our words into action, giving ourselves full permission to step into this newfound identity after we've gone through all this like shadow work, through all this healing work. And in particular, I keep getting the word identity. And this is like where you give yourself this full permission because you have the benefic planet of Jupiter, this expansive, opportunistic energy, kind of giving you like the green light of like it's okay to move forward, whatever it is that you desire, because that is that Taurus energy. Desire what makes you feel good, what makes you feel safe and comfortable, um, so that you can continue to walk on your path and again, standing firm in that and advocating in that, go and do it. Full permission. And so you want to look at the areas of your life, wherever Taurus is, has been, because that's where most of the work has been going on. And yet, it's like permission to finally be able to do the things also kind of resonates with the fact that Mars is in um, Aries, and that's like that momentum drive in what would have been that Aries season. Like we had maybe the ideas, or maybe we're getting clarity in it and what it is that we want to stand for. But now it's like the time wasn't then, but now it is type of vibe. And when we talk about identity, a couple major things that really came up and resonated was letting go of the fact that one, can you catch yourself playing out the script and matrix that you've been playing out? And that the lessons have been coming out for you to finally just declare that, you know what, this is my current reality. And so to elaborate on that, I recently taught a couple weeks ago meditation 101, and I love it because it always brings me back to the basis of everything. Meditation, breath work, yoga, always in essence, these are tools that bring you back to yourself. The most basic premise for meditation, when most people say that is hard for them to kind of grasp and to really just sit still and be present, is the fact, okay, like there's so many things going on in my mind. And honestly, that's the first step. Meditation is the full practice or just awareness of thought, awareness of what's going on around you, in you, using all your senses, physical and also psychic. And that's a sense of touch, sight, hearing, feeling, tasting, smelling. Can you involve all of that in the present moment, like you're observing a flower and notice every single detail? When you can, and like you're just being one with the flower, one with the, let's say you meditate with the candle as an example. That's how you know you're fully present here because the thoughts of the past or the anxious thoughts of the future, the to-do list and all these labels and ways that you can form attachment to that can uh, take up space in your life and take up your energy are not currently playing right now. They kind of gone in the background and you're letting them pass through. And oftentimes identity is you've identified with some sort of story for a long time. And because we've had the wounded healer in Aries, that brings up, okay, once you can become aware of the thought or whatever it is that you are allowing yourself to take up or allowing, giving space, giving energy to information to take up space in your life by focusing on it, realize that who is thinking this thought? This is like the biggest thing in like spiritual teachings is when you can become aware of who's thinking this thought, this emotion, then you can step back and then ask and observe, all right, who noticed the thought? You no longer are enmeshed with a thought or feeling or story that you've been playing on. That is the reason why you haven't yet accomplished or stepped out to what it is that you desire in your heart. And when you can catch it, great. Now, when you step back, you ask yourself, who is the one thinking it? Who's the one noticing it? And that's the bigger you. And I like kind of say that the thoughts, the stories, the emotions that pass by, that take up so much volume and free rent in your head is like the ego identification. You and your higher self in spirit is the observer. And the more you can discern between the two, the more you can create space for you to begin to do the things and just be in the moment. And here's the big catch though. A lot of us are already like hyper aware of your thoughts, especially if you're like a neurodivergent. You're sensitive to energy, you're sensitive to a lot of things in the field. And the thing is, great, you've seen it, you felt it, you can see it for yourself. But now it's important to take action. And something that came through was, all right, allow yourself to tap into the energy of love that's present every single moment, every single day. Because when you can be in that energy, high vibrational space and field, you allow yourself to then just be, to then just live your life, to then just declare and not energetically block yourself from the things you want, and then also fully step into the ability, the potential, the manifestations that already exist for you by declaring it, by owning it, and not putting in doubt in the field. It makes you question whether or not it's coming forward for you. And when you can start to do that, that's exactly how you get yourself out of the matrix, right? And I keep bringing up this matrix because think about it, you're in a 3D world. You're in the world, but not of it. And when you think about those spiritual teachings and scriptures, like that helps you to remind yourself of the purpose, the power, the gifts, the assistance and allies you have in the spirit world already available to you. And the matrix helps me to think about also another energy that's coming forward, which is Pluto in retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, which is going back to Capricorn in that retrograde aspect. And um, I kept seeing, okay, since like January, perhaps of this year, feeling into it, what is different in terms of structure, in terms of because Uranus is that that sign in the energy where things just unexpected happen, that change, and also spontaneity. Um, Aquarius is that sign that does not like to go with the flow in terms of the collective flow. It advocates for its self-uniqueness. And so there are layers that have been crumbling down, and yet there's another essence with this Pluto in retrograde that's okay, what else is going to be coming up that you thought you already worked on, but it's just another layer of understanding it. And this time just removing that energy at a deeper level so you can really fully embrace and step into the codes, light codes you carry, and activate that embodiment. Someone said today, you know what? You could be someone who preaches love and light, and you talk about, say, Jesus, the Bible, and you just spew it. But are you really embodying it? So there's just like this next level of embodiment, which is perfect because Taurus is the sense of pleasure, and it's pleasure through the physical senses in this present moment in this life. And so, what is it that you're wanting ready now, next level in career and personal identity, in your way of life, ready to shift into? And this big, also like supportive energy is perfect because I get excited because I was getting these downloads for the star seeds, and I'm starting to notice in my life now that this is happening as soon as like Taurus season comes through, second, third year at this point, that I'm noticing more aware that because Taurus is actually related to the star system of Pleiades. It is in this Taurus constellation. We have seven sisters, um, all resonated with each different chakra. So we have this level of consciousness and expansion at this point, especially with assistance from the stars. And if you resonate as a star seed and you know, or indigo child, rainbow child, right? Light worker, this you're going to be receiving these downloads of your 5D higher self consciousness, and also, like you could say, future self, that embodiment that you want to step into is a very heart chakra expansive energy that I'm feeling. And if there are moments where we say you pay attention to the thoughts and emotions that are distracting you and have knocked you out of your vibration from the heart in that space of um, hope and embodiment, expansion, higher energy, quantum resonance, come back to the breath, come back to your heart space, come back to that inner child play, come back to what makes you, again, tap into your senses and ground. Because from the heart space, again, you are vibrationally putting out into the field what it is that the visions that you're looking to anchor through, that you will take action on. Not out of fear, not out of doubt, but like, no, I'm ready to go. Like, I'm not making any more excuses to not do this. And it feels like such a beautiful energy because the star seed energy, the energy from the stars, the Pleiadians, give us full permission to dream. Give us full permission to step into that. Like, what if I do already exist, because you do, in a world, in a universe, in a life that's infinite and abundant? How can I really take action from that space? How can I really allow and open my eyes to how the universe is coming through for me? And just the fact that you just point, in the direction you want to go, set your eyes on it, voice it, declare it, and see how all things shift together, especially because with expansion, breaking down Uranus, right? Aquarius, expansion of Jupiter, because that is what is highlighted for this season, for this month, right before Jupiter starts moving into the sign of Gemini towards the end of May. In order to expand, you need to break down, you need to let go. You know, let go of the baggage you've been carrying. And I can't really say this enough. When the energies of the stars and the star seed archetypes start coming through and resonating, it's because you're really accessing a different level of consciousness, higher level of consciousness. You're expanding. And oftentimes, as I do teach with the energy work, um, expanding and opening up to your intuition and psychic gifts, you think of yourself as an antenna or a battery. And it's so easy for us in this lifetime physically to overwhelm ourselves, right? But the importance of grounding is because that helps to stabilize the energy through you. So you don't become overwhelmed and burned out, but you're able to really steadily move along with that enough energy and force and momentum to do what it is that you need to do and desire, right? And not hold yourself back. So, how can you work with this energy for the new moon? This is finally the new moon that we can start planting the seeds. And what you want to do is really work with whether you're somebody, you start putting down your intentions on paper, and that's where you go, right? Or maybe you do ritual work, ceremony work. You want to tune in to what brings you joy, what is beauty. And that's, Taurus is ruled by the planet of Venus, which Venus is in the Taurus sign right now. And I'm getting images of roses, and I have been always around this particular season as well with Palladians, and green energy, heart chakra, supportive, expansive, tools, crystals, plants, herbs, or even movement, right? And sound. Because those practices, especially when you work with that energy and you start um, working on your new moon intentions for whether it's tonight, whether it's the next 2 days, especially with Thursday being Jupiter Day as well, the your desires, your intention is going to be even more amplified at this point. Take opportunity because Jupiter stays in the sign for a bit and then won't come back for many, many, many years. And so before it goes off to Gemini, tonight, set those intentions, feel into it. And I really want to preface something. When you go into visualizing your future self and desires of what you're feeling, you've been receiving the download to step into, I want you to think of a couple things. If your doubts, your fear, your insecurity, the wounds that you've been carrying is just a thought form, it is a story of old identity, you can let that go. You can go into your meditation spot and begin to visualize for yourself like another road, another channel, maybe a mirror where you really just allow yourself to dream, tap into your imagination, feel into what is that next stage you want for yourself. Don't put any cap on it. Don't put any limit. We're looking to express Jupiter energy, which is abundant, you know? Just because it hasn't been done before, just because you don't see it out in the world doesn't mean you can't declare it. Jesus, if you can't at least say it out loud, like I mean, one, it's not a crime to say whatever it is that you would state, right? Oh, the highest good. And and if you can't even do that, it's just like, again, you're not honoring that Jupiter energy for this new moon that's coming forward. So you can visualize that future self. How do you want to feel? What are the details? Don't just say, I want to step into abundance and I'm ready for all good things to happen to me. It's great, but be a little bit more specific, especially because, you know, that's how you're able to become more aware of the universe answering your call, answering your desires, right? And you're co-creating in this beautiful manifestation world. And once you can see that, um, allow yourself to feel into it, sit with it, play it over, add new like sentences, chapters to that story, write it down so you don't forget, or even audio record yourself so that you can start to play it out in the background of you doing your morning daily routines or throughout the day. Because that'll help shift the energy in the subconscious mind, which is oftentimes what comes up in terms of shadow. Like, you know the direction where you want to go, but you're procrastinating on taking said action. That's subconscious mind energy pulling you back. But right now, it just feels like all signs are a go. And this is actually something that I've been waiting for about like a year, for about 2 years, knowing that this was going to occur around this time, this peak, and the all the things that we've been going through. And yet, don't knock yourself down if it doesn't happen like instantaneously. Sometimes the seeds take a little bit of time. The right timing is necessary as well. So, be open, keep the hopes up. And as a special announcement that I'm really excited to really begin sharing at this point with you all is the waitlist is officially open for the Art of Sacred Adornment. So the Art of Sacred Adornment, if you've been catching up with my IG, my social media is divine.cosmic.empress. And I've been talking about also recently on YouTube too, the downloads of protection, especially for intuitive psychics and empaths, star seeds. And really, this is important for everybody because everyone's a vibrational being. And so the Art of Sacred Adornment is this beautiful course that I finally completed for you and have actually upgraded it with even more details, specifically about the use of your own energy. If you're new to energy work like Reiki, this is something that you can begin to tap into for yourself. If you're already a seasoned practitioner in any type of energy work, you're welcome to come in to the space. This teaching is actually this essence that I've received from this priestesshood archetype of a past life, where many mystics, priestesses in the templehood, would work with amulets. And amulets are sacred items and really items that you either like have specific significant meanings with you to you because they come from a different lifetime, and that they're now resonating to work with you. And this can also extend off to crystals because crystals are living beings and spirits, or items that really resonate with you now and you want to activate them so that they serve a particular purpose. When we are highly intuitive beings and we are here to express our unique truth and step out into our purpose and be the light in a space where there are many things going on, where that want to keep us dimmed, that want to keep the collective playing small or in a state of lack and fear. We need protection. A lot of us pray for our family members, communities. Many of us are healers, and many of us, again, we're always surrounded by a lot of influx and changing energy that can affect your own vibrational field, your own energy around your chakras, so that you might fall into a state of being where you're feeling low depleted or in fear, or you feeling psychically attacked. And that's not often something that I like to touch on, but this recent season and past couple of months here, Spirit has been showing me that it's important to talk about psychic attacks, psychic hygiene, and protection, because the work that we're here to do, there are different beings and energy that want us to play small and not live that out. So, sacred art of adornment is where you will learn how to activate and charge your own sacred objects to help and support you energetically, vibrationally, as you are out living your life, more grounded, being more an impactful leader. And this also helps to contain your energy and support you. So, have you ever thought about those moments in your life where you know you resonate with a particular energy, you know who you are at a soul level, but yet you will go through karmic experiences, you will be triggered, or you trigger others energetically, and then boom, for some reason, you're just no longer in your power. You're no longer in that state of embodiment, especially when you know how gifted you are. And it's like, what is with that? And that oftentimes is just a dissonance of energy that's coming forward. One, it could be karmic lessons that you need to experience, but also sometimes it's like when you experience the lesson, okay, I'm aware of it, I'm aware of that thought, emotion, I'm aware that I'm not in balance, but we need to get out of it. This is where we begin to work with these tools to support us for protection, for healing, for cleansing, for manifestation, for abundance and more. And this is a self-paced course that is available to you. And because it is on special waitlist, those who are waitlisted have special access to the special pricing that will be up for maybe about like 2 weeks or so at this point. And if you want to jump on that, the link is going to be down below in the in the detailed description box. And anything else? No, I think that was it. I think I'm complete. So, for this Taurus and moon, and this is the reason why I'm announcing it now, because Taurus energy, Venus, is about beauty. This is related also to glamour, magic and ritual. And these are keys in ancient teachings that either they're really hidden or we don't talk about it because of some sort of stigma that is carried around these type of conversations, especially when it comes to energy work and spiritual work, working with spirit and spiritual realms. I pray that this message, this download, which felt really grounded, comes through for you, supports you during this new moon and the next couple of weeks, especially as we have this beautiful opportunity to work with the stars in alignment for full support where we are. Is that now?